Okay, you guys, so now in this video, we're going to be discussing about the data types and its types. So data types in C refers to the declaring of variables. As you guys know that we, in the previous video, we have discussed the variables. And if you haven't watched that, make sure you watch that, because in this video, then it won't make really real sense here. Okay, so you must have a clarity, right? So data types, we use data types in C program to declare variables. Okay, we have discussed what are variables. Variables are those values that can change throughout your program, and then we have discussed also the types of variables. Make sure you watch the video before it. Okay, so data types in C refers to an extensive system used for declaring variables of different types, right? The type of variable determines how much space it occupies in storage. Okay, when you're writing your C program, so the types of variables that you define in your C program, each type has a different storage that it occupies. Okay, and you must remember that how much storage it occupies in your random access memory, and how the bit pattern stores interrupted. Okay, integer data type. Integer data type are those data types that holds integer values only, right? It can be numbers, it can be negative numbers, positive numbers. It is used to declare integer variable. You know that int, as I've told you in the previous video as well, that int stands for the integer. If you want to put the data type int into your C program, the integer data type, so you must be defining that integer data type with int only, right? And the int, or you can say integer data type, stores 2 bytes in your memories, like int, and then you can write any number, right? And sorry, this number right over here, it shows the variable name, and then you can assign some number or values to this number. Then we have float data type. So float, or you can say real data type, this is the representation of the float or real data type. If you are defining a float variable into your C program, you must be defining it with this that I've highlighted. Okay, so float is used to declare float variables like decimal numbers. In simple words, it reserves 4 bytes in your memory, right? This is again float. This per is a variable name. Then we have a character data type. So character is represented by char, or this is also a char, this is a character data type. Okay, it's used to declare character variable, like it stores 1 bytes in your memory, and this is the example of the character data type. Okay, now we have this really helpful table, you guys. If you guys ever can get confused with a data type, so you must take a look at this table. Okay, so now we have okay, signed or unsigned. It shows the positive or the negative. Look, you guys, it stores 1 byte character. Again, this is character, it doesn't matter what type, it again stores 1 byte. Then again, this is integer, and we have discussed it stores 2 byte. Again, it's integer. To the float, sorry, long signed int. Okay, long signed int, it stores 4 bytes. Okay, these are the examples of the long signed int. Okay, this is the range actually of the long signed int. The range actually means that you can put any numbers between these ranges. There's also a negative range set and a positive range set, as you can see in this example. Then we have long unsigned int. It also stores 4 bytes. Okay, guys, you must be considering that for your MCQs, okay? So if you have any examination coming up real soon. Okay, then we have float data type. It stores 4 bytes. But a double float data type like this one, up to 6 digits, it will store 8 bytes in your memory. And a long double up to 15 digits, a float number up to 15 digits, it will store 10 bytes, or it will occupy 10 bytes in your program. Okay, for those of you guys wondering about these formats, the person C, person D, person F. So these are the format specifiers that we use in our C program to let the computer understand that what kind of output do we want. Whether you want a character output, whether you want a integer output, whether you want a float output. So format specifier really helps the computer understand what kind of output do you want on your output screen. Okay, person C stands for character output, the character char. So it's person C, character starting from C. So it's really easy to memorize this format specifier for character. It's just simple person C, right? Then we have a integer format specifier, that's person D. Person D, this D stands for digits, right? Numbers. If you want the numbers on your output screen, you just put the format specifier person D. That we're going to be discussing again later on in our first or maybe second C program, okay? But right now you just have to understand that these are the format specifiers, and it really helps computer understand what kind of output do you want on your output screen, okay? Then we have person F. So this person F is like for float. If you want a float or a decimal or a real output on your screen, you put float, person F, okay? So this something like this, just ignore this right now because it will just make you confused right now. Right over here, we're considering person C, person D, and person F only.